crossbow is quiet.
Nope.
Shooting through the heart with a loaded pistol. Shooting through the heart with a loaded pistol. Shooting through the heart with a loaded pistol.
I once again return to Dishonored to continue the challenge. Can I beat the series with only the pistol? Now we have entered the second installation of the series. I will quickly go over the rules again. Pistol only. Duh. No save scumming. If I get into a fight, it's fight or flight. All targets must perish by lead injections. And aim for low chaos. And lastly, a secret rule I will bring up later. The game doesn't really run that well on my laptop, so for those that are allergic to low-res textures and 30 FPS, I'm sorry. I'm really not, but fake sympathy really helps demographics. And with that out of the way, let's begin. The game begins on the anniversary of the assassination of Empress Emily Kaldwin, when in barges Delilah. If you didn't play the DLCs for Dishonored 1, you have no idea who this is. Here we are given the choice of who to play as, either Corvo or Emily Kaldwin, who both have different powers. I will choose Emily for reasons that will be revealed later on. Daddy Corvo's trapped in stone, I'm thrown in a locked room, escape out the window, and begin my quest for a gun. I did wind up in a battle, but with no way to defend myself, I just die. Take 2, I avoid all the guards and trigger Captain Ramsey's dialogue to make him mobile. I return to where I was and he opens Emily's safe room so I don't have to. Once he turns around, I'm granted an opportunity to grab the gun case.
Boom. Headshot.
Next, I must escape from the city. And I took a chance on a jump to discover a new point of egress, allowing me to circumnavigate several guards doing so. You always learn something new. But it doesn't help, as while I'm robbing the traditional Immersive Sim 451 safe, I get caught, and use half my bullets on the guards that run in. And then another half dozen. And when I save the printer, the tinnitus from the gunshot scares him off and he calls another guard. The first mission ends in high chaos with 12 dead.
Whoops.
Another rotten night's sleep brings us back to hell. The outsider returns, now voiced by Robin Lord Taylor. While in the first game he seems quite distant and uninvolved, this time he's quite emotive. In fact, the game actually has quite the all-star cast. Vincent D'Onofrio's the Duke of Serkonos, and Emily Kaldwin is voiced by Erica Luttrell, sister to Rachel Luttrell, who plays Taylor in Stargate Atlantis. Dishonored 2 actually gives you the option of doing a powerless run from start to finish, and so this pistol-only run will be pure. Doing so will turn the runes into a 200 coin stipend, which makes them actually have quite a bit of value this time around. The Void itself has had a downgrade, where in the first game it was a hellscape where time and space did not matter, and was littered with reflections of our world. Now it's only slate. Every day I wake up, then I start to break up, lonely as a man without love. Once I arrive at the docks of Karnaca, I grab another easy 200 coins from the whale of a mouth. The mouth of a whale. And hit up the black market for pistol upgrades, now that I can afford them. The accuracy upgrades will minimize accidental casualties. But a gang member asks me to pick up her dead boyfriend, but I actually don't because of my high chaos. I need to avoid confrontation with the overseers. I fired my first and only shot of the mission in an infested building to open a boarded door. Then I sneak past a guard sleeping on the job. I tried to sneak past the station and the electrified rails by hopping on a carriage, but wound up falling off, to my death. Sneaking through the station ends with getting caught and running away. With no deaths, I'm back down to low chaos. At the loony bin, I drop down to pick up a bone charm, but I get caught on the way up by guards who then follow me down, taking up some of my limited bullets. Through the window and onto the pipes and into the lift. I wait for the guards outside Dr. Hypatia's office to leave so I can grab the key to the treatment wing, which is utterly infested, so I have to run away from a lot of bloodflies. I meet with Dr. Hypatia to find the Crown Killer, but her assistant reveals she is the Crown Killer, suffering a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde situation. Fortunately, I have the cure.
Sorry, Doctor. It had to be done.
Escaping the island hospital took all my bullets, as I needed to shoot out the Watchtower's whale oil supply to follow the rules of the challenge. I escaped with an empty handgun, 6 bodies, and the good bad doctor. Low chaos. The Clockwork Mansion took about as much time as the previous 3 missions combined. It heads south immediately as I get spotted by a guard, which results in being chased around to the street, only managing to shake them after leading the guards into an alley full of Howler gang members, who then get into a fight with the guards. I finally make it to the black market to restock my bullets, but I become interrupted by the Mandalorian himself. Don't worry, we'll be seeing much more of Pedro Pascal. For a few good minutes I was stumped as how I would be able to get into the carriage station, failing to climb to the roof, and attempting to shoot out the fuel to the wall of light. Then I remembered one of the apartments has a window that I can climb out of, the only obstacle being the door is locked. Thankfully, I am a master locksmith. The carriage is blocked with a password, which thankfully kept in police station right next door, which also contained free ammunition and a pistol upgrade blueprint. I entered Hunter 2 into the keypad and gained easy access to the Clockwork Mansion. A little trick to remain hidden in No Powers Run is to pull the lever and then rush into the crawl space without getting crushed. The lift to Jindos's bedroom takes me to a couple of guards and a Clockwork Soldier, so goodbye the element of surprise. I play a bit of cat and mouse with the Clockwork Soldiers and dome Jindos, before dying and doing it again. Sokolov is kept in the basement, which is easy to access as I take the elevator back from Jindos's office and shoot the whale oil tank for a wall of light. Score down one more guard who heard me shoot it. The safest course of action is to blind the Clockwork Soldier so he can't see me, but he can hear my bullets, which was how I destroyed the wooden boards. In fact, he was in the room with me and Sokolov. Old Skolov is glad to see us, then passes out, preventing me from failing this challenge again. How nice. I still have to carry him though. Because of the additional guards who enter from the nearby elevator, I head back to Jindos's office to get a straight path to the front door. Easy peasy. Is what I would have said if I didn't alert the cog punk man at the door after dropping Anton. I hope he doesn't mind glass shards on his face too much. When I returned to the station, all the guards were killed by witches. I bought the new anti-clockwork and ricochet upgrades for my bullets as well as 2 bullets, which I immediately used because the witches found me. While fleeing, I turned the corner and noticed an alert sign, so I fired without hesitation, only for the revelation that I shot a civilian.
Fucking whoops.
I was very lucky to end with low chaos with this many detections. The Royal Conservatory starts with the villain from the Brigmore Witches giving a sob story which you can't skip, so I spent a considerable portion of her backstory listening to Star Trek New Frontiers on audio tape narrated by Joe Morton. Once I escape my boredom-induced stupor, I find myself climbing around apartment buildings to get around the guards, only to find the gates around the sides locked. So my next best bet is to get past the wall of light, which requires me to return along the path I came, enter the building on the other side of the road, the quick stop to the black market for bullets. I nicked a gun off of a guard for extra ammo, but she began to notice her pistol was missing, which led the guards to not return to their original positions after disabling the electric fence, so my point of egress was through the Overseer hidey hole. I stole some guns from them, maxing out my ammunition on the way out, so I returned to where I was earlier, then sneak past the gate until I'm able to climb onto some nearby buildings and into a bloodfly-infested building. From here, I would break my legs a few times, before deciding the best point of infiltration was from a nearby apartment building with a walkway to the British Museum, but I attracted the attention of a lot of guards along the way. Finally inside, a screw-up gets me caught by witches, ending in death by tentacle hentai. Attempt 2, I successfully sneak onto the floor with the office of the target, Brianna Ashworth, before getting seen and running and gutting my way into the office, with pursuit ending by being stabbed on the windowsill. Attempt 3, I'm undetected all the way to Ashworth's office, and succeeded in getting the drop on her. Nobody in pursuit, I successfully exfiltrate the hot zone, only to remember I missed a step and have to infiltrate again to find out mission critical details. I shoot Brianna's dogs in her office, find a note, check the basement, shoot some witches, and left with what I needed. I was in pursuit and I went back the way I came in, and because they teleport with me, they interrupted the guards, giving me my chance to escape. The following mission I decided to play in the game's black and white and blood mode, so the following segment will be done like a detective noir. Karnaka. I came to the city to solve a case. As always, it starts with a dame. Woman. She claims to be my mother's sister. My journey led me here, not on friendly terms with the police, so it has been useful when dust storms kick up and let me slither on by. I meet up with Megan, a gal with moderately okay gams, and one arm to each eye. The man who can tell me what I want to know, Henry Miss Stilton, is locked behind a door, guarded by a puzzle. Only 2 fellas know the combination, heading the rival outfits in the area. Paolo runs a tight ship and extorts the people for money, and Vice Overseer Byrne, a zealot who punishes those that steal bread. This city is run to the core, but if I bring the body of one to the other, they'll give me the password. I swing by my local Tesco to buy the last basic pistol upgrades, and choose my first target, burn the head of the church in the city. I snuck into that fortified territory through an abandoned dentistry office. The overseers distracted, unable to notice me as they shot the destitute and the non-believers. They never even see me slinking through the door. The top floor was completely unguarded, and so while Byrne and his massive gams were content with whining about the Duke, I gun him down and bring his body with me out the window. I slipped and dropped him, but another dust storm kicked up, giving me excellent cover to leave into the territory of the Howler gang. I delivered the body to the gang leader, and he made good on his promise, the clue I sought after. I linger around to pilfer some valuables, but Paolo was still on my list. He'd said he has to die twice before the sunset, so I shot him once from the balcony, and when he vanished he reappeared in his office, which was where another few rounds got him. His mummified trinket climbed on me, so it got squished. Lady Luck was with me that day because a third dust storm covered my escape. I opened the door, and I moved on. The crack in the slab is possibly the most interesting mission in the game, as the level prohibits the use of powers. Powers I don't have. The penguin gives us the main gimmick, a timepiece, which shifts you back and fro through time. The timepiece lets me pick pockets and avoid every guard. With the safe door closed in the past, it's open in the future. I break the statue with my tool, and it's broken in the future. It was here I picked up the masterwork blueprint for the pistol. I kill no guards in the past, but I have shot some wild hounds in the future, as well as a crazed bloodfly victim. Once in the back garden, I meet the man doomed to turn mad. I could knock him out, and make the mansion easy to navigate, or I could kill him. But I decide to leave him to his fate. He's not a target. Once I have his password, I escape to the swimming pool and made my way back to the locked door, where the Duke and his allies are conducting a seance. With what I needed, I can leave freely, but I linger to loot. Once I'm done, I walk out the door, interrupted by every member of my chemical romance as a person giving me his sob story. The Howlers from earlier are outside the mansion, but are easily dispatched. I tried to make my way back to the boat, but ended in a pursuit off of a cliff. I have continued to end these missions in low chaos, building me quite the surplus of extra kills down the line. The penultimate mission, the Grand Palace. Megan tells me that the Duke has a body double. Hopefully I won't shoot the wrong man. I made a beeline straight to the black market, but in order to get around the guards, I need the passcode to the door, which is inside the safe maker's store. I snag it while the safe maker isn't looking, but I'll be back here shortly. I shoot open the last Fallout Boy shrine I find in the game, but I do not dance like Uma Thurman. Regardless, free money. I immediately get spending in the black market so I can buy the masterwork upgrade for the pistol. My choices are the red siblings, which can turn the pistol into a burst fire Glock 18 from CSGO, or CS2 as it's now called, and the insistent gentleman, which makes the gun into a semi-auto, with no reloading as it is belt-fed. Who refills the belt though? Corvo also has his own unique pistol upgrades, which I felt would not be handy for this challenge. I think there are a shotgun one and a sniper rifle one. I choose the second upgrade for the sake of ammo conservation. The next upgrade would be the final, explosive bullets. I snuck back into the safe maker shop to grab his key for his flat, where he keeps the blueprints. To sneak my way in, I played it safe and paid for the carriage rails to be shut off, and tried to enter the Bloodfly apartment to work from. I died and had to repeat the setup. This time, from the roof, I climbed down several balconies, only to fail a jump to the watchtower and snapped my ankles. In the middle of guard patrols, I cheesed it with guards on my tail, losing them as I entered the apartment. I grabbed the plans and some money and got the guards back on my tail on my way out. After shooting one guard, I hid in the bin until it was all clear and went into the black market to buy the upgrades for the explosive rounds. But a guard caught me before I managed to actually buy a single bullet and the shop closed. In the end, I reached the palace 7 bullets short of a rampage. Carriage rails were still disabled, so I simply got to walk in. I got as far as the hot tub before I alerted the guards, a prolonged shootout leaving me with no bullets and then deceased. After loading back to the pool, I went over the edge into the water and climbed up next to the entrance of the flooded wine cellar. I shot it open, scaring a few nobles, but nobody followed me inside. A nod to their boarded wall leads me into the Duke's secret cult chamber, and the sound of the gunshot scares away the guards by the entrance, letting me infiltrate all the way to the Duke's chambers. Just my luck, he sends the only guard away and spouts telltale signs he is the real Duke.
Family. Sometimes family doesn't see eye to eye.
With the Kingpin assassinated, I make the announcement to the city, which attracts the guards. Whoops. I escape down the stairs into the secret room only to realize I forgot the key, so I run my ass up to the Duke's carcass, grabbed the key, and tried my luck at the back entrance, getting stuck in geometry and unable to teleport out, forcing me to reload. This time I grabbed the key, sang some tunes, and then went out the window before the guards showed up, and snuck back in through the window to the orgy room. Inside the massive safe, I used my last bullet on the clockwork soldier's head, and said goodbye to Mother. The clock man exploded, so my bullet was more powerful than I thought. I took my chances sneaking out the back to meet Megan, and take a trip to the dreadful whale. I wake up to find the gun fairy has left me some fresh bullets to make up for my lack of them last mission. Megan reveals she is actually Billy Lurk, Dowd's number 2 from the first game's DLCs. I forgive her just because I want to nick her bullets. I take the boat back into Dunwall, and my first stop is the black market to spend all my money on a stealth upgrade and explosive bullets. Now with low chaos, an excess of bullets, and an excess of money for more bullets, it's time for Annie Oakley to get even. I even took a visit to the newsprinter, who has forgiven me for causing his hearing loss. I rob Dr. Galvani a second time for gits and shiggles, and enter the gate to find an overseer breathe his last. He will only tell you positive things and say you are a good person on low chaos, without the outsider's powers. I then loop back around to the streets and enter from the Coldridge Canal, which you'll remember from the first mission of the first game. You can't John McClane your way into the tower this time, so I just run in through the door. Something that will come back to bite me in the ass. There's a bunch of wooden boards and what I assume is a dumbwaiter, but 2 witches were looking in, so the gunfighting starts sooner than later. Evasion is quick, but the back way into the throne room is still guarded, so I clamber into the secret room shooting several witches. And when I enter the door to the safe room, a witch teleports in, as we are in the same cell as the outside where I was being chased by witches who teleported up to me. I lost some bullets in that. I sneak attacked Delilah and gave her back her soul, beginning the final fight. There's a way to end it quickly by killing the real Delilah, but what's the point if I don't do the full fight? It took a few tries, but another sneak attack gave me just the right edge to kill Delilah's clones and finally Delilah herself. I dump her body on the throne room, rescue Corvo, finishing the game, proving yes, you can indeed beat Dishonored 2 with only the pistol. And that's another Dishonored challenge done. I don't have the same love for Dishonored 2 as I do Dishonored 1. The painted art style of the first game was replaced with more realistic skin textures. The Void engine was more floaty and sluggish, and it doesn't run very well on my laptop, but that's a me problem. At least I got to beat this challenge start to finish, unlike Dishonored 1, where I had to knock out Sokolov. I've done one challenge for every Dishonored game except Death of the Outsider. There's no pistol in that game, but instead a crossbow, wristbow-like weapon called the Voltaic Gun. Does their name make it qualify as a gun, or would you like to see me attempt a different challenge run for Doto? Please leave your suggestions in the comments below. Regardless, that's the end of this challenge run. If you enjoyed what you've seen, please consider subscribing for more. Thank you very much. I'll see you all in the next one. Ahoy hoy.